Hello, folks. Hope you're good and that you're taking good care of yourself. Today, we're going to talk about this bad boy here. And this is the Meike or Meike or however you want to say it. I'm going to call them Meike. Um, First third party lens for the LUMIX lineup, like L mount cameras in general. This is the first third party lens that was released, I believe, last year from Meike. And now there is actually seven artisan or DD artisan. I'm not sure if they are the same company, but they have just announced their own version of 51.8, and slowly more third parties manufacturers are gonna come in. Viltrox is about to release a whole set, I think, for the L mount, but Viltrox is still in talk with LoCa so that they can enter to be part of the L mount alliance. So I'm really looking forward to that because Viltrox has some really cool lenses that I would love to try. But why this one over the normal lens? Cost. This cost, I believe, currently it cost 218 euros. At least I bought it for 218 euros, which in US price is 170. So you got yourself a nifty 50 for less than $200 and less than 220 euros, which is really overkill. Uh, because which is a great deal because the Lumix one is about 400 euros. So for almost two times less money, you can get yourself a really good nifty 50 because this has a really good image. I use it mostly to capture some pictures of my daughters. I used it for a really important project that I talked about, I think, in one of my past videos about a project that I shot for the government through an organization here in Finland. And I used this for the close ups, and I loved the image. It was beautiful, and I can't complain about it at all. Now you're going to see the image. Comment down below what you think about how it looked for you and everything. And disclaimer, I wasn't paid to say anything. I bought this with my own money. I'm not affiliated with Meike at all, or I wish, because this one is not the only lens they actually have for the L mount. You have the 35 f2 and the 85 1.8 that they come from the SE, or let's say the budget friendly lineup of lenses from Meike. Then you have the Mix series, which are the most professional, so the pro version of Meike. And as for now, they have the 55 1.4, I believe it is. No, the 55 1.8, the 85 1.4, and they have declared that there is a 35 1.8 pro lens coming in the next couple of weeks or next month. So between 2 weeks and 1 month, there is a new L mount, E mount, Z and X mount pro lens, which is the 35 1.8 coming from Meike. So that's really good. And I love that finally there are plenty of companies that are getting into this system slowly and slowly. The body of this lens is around 400 grams. It's not weather sealed, but it has this rubber here. So at least it will protect your camera or your sensor from dust and moisture getting in. I used it, I have to be sincere, in the snow, and it still works perfectly, so I don't really have any issue. It has a pretty small filter thread of 58 millimeters. Then one of the things that is a little bit annoying is this cap here, because we are used to open the cap basically counterclockwise, but with this one is like reversed, so you have to open it clockwise, like you open it, you know, a cap or something like that. Many times when I go back to close it, I'm used to close it closewise, so clockwise, so I just put it and I try to close it and it doesn't close, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have to close it on the other way around. So that's a little bit annoying, but overall, build wise, I can't complain. For the price, I'm not gonna bash it. It's quite good quality, and I don't know, I don't feel like it will it will destroy anywhere soon. It has a really smooth focus ring, which is really beautiful. It's not linear, but I haven't found any issue with this specific lens. I have to be sincere. The focus ring works pretty damn well. It's not linear, but somehow they manage it to make it so that it actually could feel as close as possible to a linear focus ring. So yeah, well done, Meike. It's really cool. And then on the body, it just has the AF to manual focus switch and nothing more. AF test. Let's go into it. So this is the autofocus test. Well, I'm shooting in 1.8 with ISO to the native lower ISO. Then yeah, with the 180-degree rule, and then I'm recording with, well, the DJI mic, but that doesn't matter. That's not fundamental for this test. And I'm using Peter McKinnon ND filter, and I'm actually currently using at let's say 3.5 stops, so that I can be using the 1.8 and show you guys how good the autofocus is, or how bad the autofocus is with this lens. So let's go. I know that you guys will like me to test this lens with people and stuff, but I don't think it's really necessary, just because we know already how it works, and we know that unfortunately where there are many people in the frame, there is a little bit of difficulties for still the autofocus of LUMIX cameras to actually keep the focus, right? Sorry, I forgot to actually screen record, so I'm just going to screen record now. Yes, so yeah, as I was saying, that test will be useless, because we all know that when there are multiple people in the frame, it's difficult for LUMIX currently with the S5 Mark II and the Mark II X to actually keep up with only one subject. So it will be maybe jumping when a subject will pass in front of it. But yeah, whoa, it looks pretty sticky, right? Like okay, it doesn't go in the background, which I really like. It's a little bit slower maybe in the focusing in the background, but it's because it's looking for the subject. It's pretty great. Like, I entered in the frame and it's immediately recognized me. As you can see, it's seeing my eyes perfectly, and when it sees my eyes, it just goes straight to my eyes. So it's not that bad. And then look at that bokeh back there. How beautiful that bokeh is. Like, it might be slightly busy, but it looks pretty good. And it's freaking damn cold out here, but I'm doing this test for you guys so you guys can trust that this lens, it actually really good. And well, I'm still gonna walk a little bit around and it's shooting at 1.8. So remember, it's shooting at 1.8, and what do you think? Like, it's amazing. Like, I don't know, I just like this lens, and there's a plane passing. If you hear it, good. If you don't hear it, better. But what do you think about the autofocus performances of this third-party lens? Yeah, remember, it's a third-party lens, so it's damn good. I like it, and the autofocus seems working perfectly in this lens, like, and it gets back straight to me. Let's let it focus maybe in the background first. It has a little bit of focus breathing, as we can see. Oop, I enter back in the frame, and it focus straight to me, and that is amazing. And yeah, so this is a test to let you know that yes, you can trust this lens to work well with autofocus. So yeah, let's get back. So it has a close-up of 0.63, which sometimes it's a little bit I wished it has a little bit more reach, but it's good. It's okay. You will just have to back up a little bit and maybe crop a little bit in post, compared to the companion from LUMIX, which is 0.44, I believe it is. So it is what it is. It comes 200 euros less. If you go, of course, secondhand, you can find the LUMIX, but then you can buy this new. So it's up to you what to do. I went with new over secondhand because I trusted a little bit more, and I was just curious even to try it out and see if I would have actually loved it. But I actually loved it, especially the texture here. It's pretty cool. Has a really like military texture that I don't know, somehow I love it. So it's cool. Sharpness, it's I will just post some videos and pictures here so you will see how sharp it is. In my opinion, it's plenty and sharp, really good, and enough for my kind of use. And I saw many reviews just bashing it and nitpicking, without forgetting that it comes with a price that is way cheaper from with the others. So yeah, I like it. I can't complain about it. The bokeh is a little bit more interesting because at 1.8 I saw that the circulars, like the bubbles, you know, but the balls, the balls are like a little bit rounded, like really good looking. But then more you step up, more they become like an octagonal shape for some reason. And yeah, I don't know. Does it bother me? No, at all. But that's something I came across and I saw, so I just wanted to say it. And whatever it is you do with that information, I like it. It's a matter of taste, so it is what it is. And it has a USB-C port inside here for when you want to update or when there is a firmware update. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Distortion wise, I didn't really go too much into the distortion, but it doesn't have a huge distortion because it's a 50mm. Of course, it has some distortion, but it's not gonna have a distortion that a 16mm is gonna have, right? Because this is a bit longer, so the distortion is not really going to bother you that much in general. So whatever. Chromatic aberration test. Focus breathing test. My final thoughts on this specific lens is that I'm happy. that finally companies have been starting to notice LUMIX, and now there are even some cool new camera coming out soon, which I'm going to talk about pretty soon about those things too. But I'm happy. I can't complain at all about this camera, about this lens, because it's just 200 years. And for you to go on an L mount lineup of lenses and find a lens at this price point, this used you can find it 100 years. And like, I don't know, what are we even talking about? Like, this lens is great for the price, and we can't really complain about it. And if you want to spend a little bit more, you can get the LUMIX version, and probably you will be happier because it will be a native mount and everything. But autofocus test was great. Everything else was great for me. The image looked super good, a little bit more maybe on the warmer side compared to the normal LUMIX lenses, but you can always dialing in a little bit in post or in camera, you know already, so you could like step down a little bit more your white balance. But except from that, this lens is great. Thank you, Meike, for creating it. Hit me up so we can collaborate, maybe, Meike. Why not? But thank you guys for sticking here. Comment down below if you all will be interested in more testing of these lenses and what would you like to see. But yeah, except from that, take good care of yourself. We are gonna see each other pretty soon. See you in the next one.